This is Edgar's a rock and roll dog trainer. I'll show you some footage of some things I've done, kind of give you an idea of what I do and what I'm capable of. Hope it works for you. Let me show you a little bit of stuff how we work with clickers, treats, kind of how you can initiate any behavior you actually want, any behavior you don't want. Pretty simple stuff. Kind of goes like this. We get the dog to do what we want, the dog does it. As soon as the dog does it, we hit the clicker. We treat. The dog associates the clicker with a treat. Watch. Stand. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. See, we kind of work her to the sitting position and clicker and treat her. Good girl. Pretty much all this is just a sit, a down, and a stand. Simple stuff. And we work them in various orders. Mix them up. The dog will start to predict. You say sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. The dog's obviously going to start knowing what's next. So kind of mix them up a little bit. This is what we're going to do. Use the word and a hand signal. Start. So the dog can understand what's going to happen. You have to initiate conversation. And this is kind of how it works. Down. Good girl. Very good. Sit. Good girl. And I use my body language kind of a little bit. She's not where I want her, so she's not getting the treat. Sit. Good girl. So as soon as she sits, she gets the treat. Down. Good girl. Stand. Kind of pull her up and away. There's your stand. Good girl. Come on, Missy. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Even then, she's watching for the treat. I don't have the treat. She's going to wait for it. Stay. You put a stay on it. Stay. Release. Good girl. Get her to come to you. That's a good idea of what's going on. Good girl. Good girl. Stand. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Very good, Lisa. Good girl. We're going to do this stuff. Good girl. Good girl. Get her to speak on command. Kind of a cool little trick. Something you can kind of do. Make your friends think you know what you're doing. Doesn't take much effort. Really watch. Oh, there you go. Very good. As soon as she gives me the bark, I do it. She kind of whines. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the bark. Kind of like that. This is Chico. We're basically just going to work with some down stays, kind of give you an idea how it works without forcing the dog to the ground. Pretty simple stuff. Chico, heel. Heel. Chico, sit. Good boy. Good boy. Chico. Down. 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 Good boy. He's working to the ground. There's no force. He's a little scared. His ears aren't completely forward. That's a sign that he's not completely comfortable. Work with it. Don't force. Work with it. It doesn't hurt to have patience and to get him to lay down. If it's positive, he'll do it. If it's negative, he will not. We're going to work on a stay. Stay. There's another way you can work on a stay. With some safety harnesses here. Walk out on the leash. Stay. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. He's paying complete attention. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. How you doing? It's Edgar's Rock and Roll Dog Trainer. We're going to work on sits. Sit's pretty easy command. Sit's probably the main command and where your dog has to be basically the strongest. Sit is everything. Sit leads to stay. Sit is the calmness. Sit means the relaxed. Sit's what it's all about. So what we need to do is this. Rogue, heel. Lift your hand, rogue, sit. You can step back. You step back, shows the dog a little body language. So that's one way we can do this. Works really well. With downs, we're going to do this. Downs, hand signals. Downs are, depending on the dog, can be a pain in the butt. Rogue's pretty trained, so Rogue has been working with him for a while. Rogue really knows what's going on. But once again, like I said, hold the leash behind your back. You can work it like that. That way the dog can't take off on me. I've got my body weight. Rogue's already in a sit position. We want Rogue to down. We're just going to do our hands straight like this. The hand signals are basically between your waist and your chest. We don't really need to go much lower. Rogue, good boy. Rogue saw the hand signal, decided just to do it anyway. He knew what was going on. Rogue, heel. Good boy. Rogue, sit. Kind of step back, get in the sit thing. Now we're going to do down, which is the opposite. Rogue, down. A little bit on the leash, just know it, he knows. Stubborn, that's okay. Dog has to sit when he needs to sit. It's like your kid. There's reasonings behind it. Don't make the dog sit for stupid reasons. Don't make the dog sit or lay down on hot asphalt. Anything like this. This is definitely something you need to pay attention to.